Sorry, I was waiting for the Lord of the Rings talk to die down first.
I think that's the wrong button.
You have a macro for that, don't you?
Not yet. I just had it pre-typed out in the chat, waiting for the start to happen.
I'm disappointed in you, Barry.
All right, are we good?
Yes.
Okay, I'm starting. Star Wars Legends of the Force Episode 1, Check 9, The Box. It's all come down to this: the clues, the dangers, and the journey. Now destiny has placed our heroes in the path to either saving the people of New Thanai or being a part of a much more tragic story. The only thing that stands in their way? The ominous box.
So for scale, how big would our characters be against that box?
Okay, so where you're standing, let's say it's right off to the side there. Your heads probably don't reach the top part of the first pyramid on the bottom. So you're probably like right halfway between the first rung, the first bar. Mm-hmm.
And I'm halfway between you guys and that.
Especially me. How tall is Ajax again?
At this point, I think Pikaz has probably climbed halfway up the box.
I mean, Ajax is just 6 feet exactly. Well, it's 2 meters, so 2 meters, so like 6'2".
All right, so the gambler said that he would give you about an hour or two to prepare if you needed. There are small shops, a small shop area, just one. They might have some basic things, but you don't know. But most of the rest of this is a gambling area. However, if you wish to just jump right in, you may do that as well.
I am wondering if I can use the search your feelings aspect of Use the Force.
Search your feelings, Luke. Search your feelings.
You may certainly try, Kalani.
And I wish I could, one of these days, remember all the rules for take 10s and take 20s. Is this the sort of thing I could take 10 on?
Well, the base DC that you'd need to reach is 15. And you use this to determine whether a particular action will yield favorable or unfavorable results to you in the immediate future. 10 minutes or less.
Yeah, which is pretty short, but oh well. But my Use the Force bonus is now actually decent. Yay for skill focus. And level 4.
Yeah, it was probably good you guys leveled up before now.
Yeah.
Dude, if I aim, I can do extra dice damage now. It's great.
So
Oh,
how long is it
dear.
going to take for Bakaz to figure out how to get in?
All right, why don't you make a roll, Kalani? Let's see where let's go. Let's see where this goes. Not too shabby. All right. Well, do you want to reach out and touch it, or do you just want to sort of feel?
I don't know how to explain. Just. I don't know how to RP it.
How does Kalani use the Force?
It's sort of like you're meditating on the idea
Instinct.
of going into the box and
Instinct
seeing
and,
if that's a bad idea or not.
I guess that too, yeah. And instinct. And just sensing stuff.
Okay. Out of a sheer need to know for your own self-preservation, you reach out just for a moment towards this box. It stands large and has a blue tint to it, but it looks like it's almost off, like it's completely dormant. But as you reach through, you don't sense anything particularly purposely harmful towards you. But there is a danger to it. But it is interesting, as you, being on Korriban, you expect this to be an artifact of the dark side. However, it feels more neutral than that. Like it's in balance.
Unbiased?
That would be a good way to look at it.
An unbiased test, apparently. Oh dear.
But
I'm still sure there's plenty of ways this is going to go wrong.
But you can for sure feel that it is an artifact of force.
Because it's still looking at it, trying to figure out how to get in.
Is there anything we need to do first?
Before we go in, I think we should talk about what we should do upon coming back out. Because I imagine that we might be rather vulnerable, and this is a planet of Sith after all, and we might have no idea what's waiting for us back when we leave again.
Great, more Doom.
What you mean when we get back out? Are you thinking that Mr. Gambler there is gonna do anything nefarious to us? I don't think that would be his particular way, but other words, I am not sure what you're meaning.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily put it past the Gambler to do something devious, but aside from that, there could also be other Sith. Someone could track us here since there were tracking devices on those speeders that we might have no idea what we're going to walk into when we come back out of the cube. So it'd be best to be prepared for any eventualities. Well, I think the only thing we can do is just be prepared for that.
Yeah, there's not really
As
much
far
we
as
can do by
strategy.
dwelling on that.
We'll get to it when we get to it, and if someone's in our way, I'll shoot them in the face, and we'll be done.
Just make sure that that they're enemy, not just, I don't know.
Oh yeah, 'cause I shoot innocents all the time.
I don't know. Never mind. The way you phrase that, just.
Can we get going, please? It's just, we're on a ticking clock here.
That's true. As far as we can tell, the only thing we know is when we step inside the cube and step out. So, I'm ready to go if y'all are.
Is there anything that we all should know about from one of our minds that might await us inside the cube?
I can tell you this. Whatever you see in there, remember, it is personal to the person. Respect that and it should be alright.
Also remember that anything could be an illusion, but there could also be real people in there, like they said.
Hopefully no one who fought in the Mandalorian Wars, otherwise I might get shot at a few times.
Great.
Well, if we do meet someone in there, and it's possible to help them get out, and it would not overly trouble us, perhaps we should consider a way to do so. Because it would be horrible to be stuck inside of this Force device forever.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
If we find people to help, we'll see about helping them then.
But if we take too long, Euthanize will be destroyed, so we can't probably help every single person we meet, if we meet anyone at all. But we'll get to that when we get to it. Let's go.
And Ajax will walk over to the box.
So
I guess we're assuming that time will move at the same pace as it does inside and outside the box, although perhaps we should have inquired as to that reality.
come on, it brings some confusion.
Well, let's just go through it as fast as we can and it won't be a problem.
Right. As you all approach the box with the purpose of going inside your minds, suddenly the central point where the circle, where a tiny circle meets at the top, begins to open wider. Where before it seemed like there were no entrances or cracks or even a seal of a doorway, now all of a sudden a doorway seems to be making it on its own. It begins to open wider and wider into a square until you see a simple white light shining through. It's almost so bright you have to turn your head to even see. You can't see anything inside, just the bright light. But you get a very almost inviting feel from the artifact.
Ayland will go towards the door. Step inside.
And Ajax will be right behind.
And I will follow them as well.
Yeah.
Because is already long gone.
Yeah, Pakaz entered just like inches before Ayland. It's like, okay, in you go, little one.
Half tempted to force throw you backwards. Not to hurt you, just to mess with you.
Lots of white.
All right. As you enter this chamber, you see before you a tiled white floor, perfectly clean, not even a spot on it. The walls are made up of the same white material. And in fact, the entire room is completely made of white. There is a single closed door at the far end, as well as small holes throughout the walls. At the very center of this room is a podium. And inside this podium, you see what looks to be a glass box with old gears and cogs. You're not even sure quite what these are used for, but they seem to move and stutter and grind together. There is a single red button on top of a glass globe. Inside this glass globe is a number, 60. As soon as you all walk in, the door behind you completely closes. You can't see the bar, you can't see the casino anymore. You can't hear any of the noises from within. And this entire room is completely enclosed. As soon as you notice it, you hear a sort of grinding clicking sound. And then immediately the clock device begins to count down from 60.
Uh-oh.
Wait, so where is the button and the 60? Is that on the pedestal with all the gears and stuff?
Yes, very center.
I
So is
immediately
it on
walk
top
towards
of
it.
the box of gears?
It's on the very top of the box of gears. By the way, this is
Okay.
counting to actual 60, just so you know.
Uh-oh. Like
Like I
real
said,
time, you mean?
I'm walking towards it.
Okay, I'll reach out with the force and see if I can sense anything.
Alright, let's see if we can't push the button then. And Aelon will walk towards the button.
All right. You reach out with the force. It's difficult. That's your 60 minutes there. Hold on. All right. You reach out with the force. It's nothing menacing. In fact, there seems to be almost nothing. It's rather strange. You've never felt this before, but it's like the force itself has sort of moved out and away from you, and you can't quite grasp what is around you any longer. Even the presence of your friends is distorted in a way that you're unfamiliar with.
Okay, if I'm feeling this, that's not good either. I'm gonna be very disoriented.
I might as well check this too.
Do I... What? Are we all... All
The
the
clock
plushies
is at-
is doing that?
The clock reaches 30 seconds. Who's coming up and doing anything?
Aelon is walking up to go push the button.
All right. You push the button, and the clock resets, and it starts over from 60.
Pekaz
I will-
Pekaz examines the pedestal extensively.
Make a mechanics check.
Okay, one moment.
It's the only clock I could find, so explodes at the end, but it's
That's alright.
But what?
because this is a strange device. You have no idea. You've never seen anything like it. It's physical. You're used to wires and electricity and things that are more energy based. The gears move and twist and turn like one needs the other. It's unfamiliar. It is so distant and different from what you're used to. You're unable to divine its reason or how it even functions.
Because he's very interested. Now he's just going to keep looking at it and looking over it and trying to figure out
Clock
how it works and
reaches-
what it is.
Clock reaches 30 seconds again.
Ajax gonna try the open door on the other side.
Okay. As you reach the door, there's no handle. It's only clearly marked as a door by the frame is a little indented. There's no door. There's nothing except pure white. Clock reaches 15 seconds at this point.
Because
I
pushes
am
the button.
going to look around for
You
anything,
push the button, it resets again to 60.
especially around the door. Or
Yeah, I was also gonna
Apparent
look around the
door.
room too.
And keeps examining the pedestal.
You said there were holes in the walls. Can I take a closer look at those? Like number and position?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Who's at the door?
Possibly me, but I'm looking around in general as well.
The door is Ajax and I believe Kalani.
Yeah, Ajax got to the door and seeing that it didn't have a handle, he started looking at the holes in the walls.
Alright. You reach the holes, and you look in. The holes are indented, but you only get about half your fist in before you hit something solid behind it. And you do this for each of the holes, and it happens every time. It's almost like there's nothing. It's just another wall behind them.
How many are there?
They dot the entire room. It would be impossible to count them all.
Okay.
Is this like the old Doctor Who TARDIS interior? Like those indents?
I didn't watch old Doctor Who, but I'm sure you're right.
I mean, that's what I thought of when it's a white room with holes in the wall, and there's a pedestal in the center, and there's a glass box. And I was like, oh, look, it's the TARDIS.
Oh,
Clock.
oh dear.
Clock reaches 30 again.
So when I look around the room, is there anything noteworthy that I see besides the holes in the wall and the door?
No. Otherwise, this room is completely white. Nothing really remarkable except this strange pillar with these gears.
Everyone,
Clock
let's try
reaches
and press the.
15.
Let's try pressing the button at the same time, everyone.
Because immediately stops you from pressing the button.
Okay.
What?
Aelin, do you let him or do you want to press it anyway?
Well, he's stopping me, and I'm gonna let him stop me. I have no
Okay.
clue what's going on.
Clock reaches 10, 9, 8,
What are you doing?
Yeah.
7, 6,
Everyone press it together.
5,
Ajax will run over to
4.
press the button.
3.
Because will stop you with whatever means he needs to.
Okay,
I
both of
will
you roll
also try to
initiative.
press it.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Since it's only 3 seconds, this is how we're gonna do it. Pakaz, you were just able to stop Shyalu, but not before Ajax quickly presses the button. As it reaches 2 seconds, the clock starts once again and goes back up to 60.
Somehow I don't think that letting that go down is a good idea.
What's your thought process there, Because?
Well, it doesn't look like there's anything that will do anything in this room. This could probably just keep us trapped here forever if we just keep pushing the button thinking something bad's going to happen when it counts down.
30 seconds.
Well, let's try pressing it together first. If nothing happens, then we'll try pushing the door together. If that doesn't work, then we'll go that way. But I'd rather exhaust all options before the countdown expires than letting that go as our first option.
This is far too simple mechanically to sense anything like that. But sure, why
15?
not? It's only 60 seconds.
I'll join in on pushing the button
Sounds
together.
like a good idea.
Alright, let's go together.
Right. Clock reaches 10 seconds. You all, looking at each other, press it down at the same time. The button goes down, the gears stall for a second, and then restart, and the clock again starts at 60.
Pekaz chuckles a little bit.
Did it stall like that the other times?
Make a
I would
perception
know.
check.
I've been looking at it the whole time, examining it in detail.
Connie, make a perception check. It's very similar to what happened before.
Now the door.
Can I reach out and just try to hold the button down instead of just pressing it?
You may try.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Pekaz sighs heavily.
That'll be a force check.
Oh, I was just
I
gonna
don't
press it
think
with
that's
my
what he
hand.
meant.
Oh, you wanted to hold it down with your hand?
Yeah.
Okay. You push back down on the button. It goes up to 60 again. And then counts down again.
Does the button like forcibly come back up, or is it still depressed?
It's still depressed.
Oh, okay.
Pekaz is a little bit annoyed looking right now. He's like, stop pushing it.
Well, let's try the door then.
Alright, everyone to the door.
Pekaz stands guard at the button.
Because,
On alert.
like, everyone needs to try and go through the door. That's the point of trying the door.
Okay. So what are you guys going to do when you get to the door?
Try to push
Well,
on it.
before we walk over to the door, I'm gonna
Uh.
press down the button again to get it to 60 and then go over to the door.
Pekaz swats at your hand with his stick.
Clock's at 30.
I persist in trying to press it.
Pekaz swats harder next time.
How about I just press it and give us 60 seconds to try to open the door, and then we can let it run down.
15 seconds.
Fine, but this is the last time, and Pekaz pushes it himself.
Goes back to 60.
Okay, then I hurry over to the door.
Because you coming?
Pekaz goes over to the door, exasperated.
And then
Hurry
we'll go
up.
to the door as well.
Alright, so what are you each going to try and do on the door?
Gently push it.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay my hand on it and try to push against it and also reach out with the force.
Okay. Those of you that place your hands upon the door, you push with all your might in different sections. It's just like pushing a wall. It's solid. Charlie, as you use the force to try and give it a little extra oomph, once again, it's like the force has left you. Like it just runs away every time you try and catch it. It's just so difficult to pin down in this place. It's much different than what you're used to. At this point, the clock reaches 30 seconds.
I'm going to look around the edge of the doorway thing.
Just a frame. There's no shadow. There's not even enough place to get your fingers underneath the door. It's just solid, little rectangle in the white wall.
Does it look like there's a seam? Ever so slight?
The door is indented in the wall, but other than that,
Like, that's going further in.
like maybe 2 inches into the wall.
No, I mean at that point where I don't know what I'm saying.
Clock reaches 15.
Can I use duct tape to try to pull it open?
Do you have duct tape?
Yes. I've got it in my utility belt. It's not called that. It's mesh tape or something, I think.
Would you like to put mesh tape to the door and pull?
Yes.
Okay. So that's gonna take you going fast, probably 5 or 6 seconds. That'll be a whole turn. So you pull your mesh tape out. You make like some sort of like handle to it, I guess. Like, well, maybe you should describe what you're trying to do.
Get enough surface area so that it gets a good solid grip on the door and something for me to hold on to, yeah.
The cause is looking at you like you're crazy.
You take 5 seconds to get it all situated. You then take another 3 seconds to start pulling. At this time, the clock has reached 7 seconds, and you can hear it. 6, 5. As you begin to pull on the door, make a strength check.
Where's that button? Oh, come on.
You pull with all your might, but it's the handle slips out of your hand and you fall backwards on your rump as as you hear the clock go 3, 2, 1.
Ow, my tail.
The door slides open. Your mesh tape falls off, just cut off by the sliding door. You see a black, empty room in front. Countdown has stopped. You hear you look at the pedestal as you hear the gears twist and turn finally, and then the pedestal slowly falls into the floor. The holes move forward and become a solid white wall.
The cause immediately goes into the door, saying, "I told you so."
Well, it would have been foolish not to try other options first. But
I mean, tell me that
You
didn't
did
look
say so.
suspiciously like a bomb.
Pegaz is just staring at you all like you're insane.
As I'm picking myself up and trying to straighten out my tail.
I had no
Ow.
problems letting it go to 0 once we exhausted the other options. Because when you use all the other options, then that's left. But if the timer hit 0, maybe we wouldn't have had another shot to try anything else.
Pegaz is already through the door.
It's
Once
no
I
use
pick myself
arguing.
up, I follow him. I shrug and follow him.
It's no use arguing with him. Let's just go. Come on, Ajax.
I'm not arguing with him. I'm trying to just explain my reasoning. That's different than arguing.
Yeah, but he's already forgot about you and just decided to go on in his own world. Let's go.
So what's
Yeah,
in
it's-
the room?
Well, all right, is everyone in?
Ajax walking through
Yeah.
the door, yeah.
Yeah, I'm heading through.
Yep.
Yeah.
As you walk through, the darkness becomes lighter and lighter and finally brighter. You walk for probably a minute in a straight line. The door falls behind you. And as you walk forward, almost like a cave, except there are no walls, the light just slowly grows into a brightness. There is a blue sky above you and green grass beneath your feet. It's a very pleasant place. You smell fresh air, and it reminds those of you who've been on green planets of fields and rolling hills. You can feel a gentle breeze on a warm summer day. Then, a little bit strangely, after a few minutes, you see people, not just people, but women in particular, all coming forward to you. Their clothes are a bit simple but elegant. They're tall. Taller, they look human, but they're the tallest women you've ever seen. They seem fit and beautiful, those of them that you come close enough to see their faces. They form a wide circle around your group. And for a moment, they just sort of stand there and stare at you all.
Kaz
Hello?
walks up to one of them and says hi.
As you walk up to them, they don't even seem to notice you because it's like they don't even see you. Instead, their eyes all seem to focus at the very center where Ajax is standing. They each of them point to the center and begin laughing and laughing and laughing continuously. A few minutes later, you guys look at Ajax. His armor is now gone. He's completely, he's in like normal everyday civilian wear. His weapons, his helmet, all of it is gone. He has nothing but his hands and a bit of clothes. Yet, in standing in front of him is a figure same size as him, and his armor. It appears to be his armor standing directly in front of him. As the women begin laughing and continuously going on, Ajax, you feel a familiar sensation come up in your chest, and you begin coughing, and it's hard to breathe, and you're struggling to even stand. You hear a voice which is eerily familiar to the echoed sound of your own helmet, and all it says to you is, "Earn it." You're all going to need to roll initiative.
Oh. And of course now the tokens come up. Yeah, it didn't go with the tracker because, for one thing, the tracker doesn't seem to be open, and for another thing, my token wasn't available yet.
I could roll again, but there's a chance I'd get a better result than that.
Yeah, I don't care if you guys roll again. Sorry, it takes me a little bit to get everything.
No problem.
That's all right.
Just don't tell us to roll initiative until after, and that'll make it easier on you.
I always forget. I usually do this in person, so for me it's just like a habit.
Wait, so it looks like there are figures by each one of us too?
Yeah, I'll get to that once your initiative gets rolled.
Oh, okay.
Do we hear this sound in game too?
Yes, you do hear kind of like a battle chant going on, and you can't quite pinpoint where it's emanating, but you hear something similar.
Ooh, natural 20.
I don't think that gets me anything.
Alright, so am I just missing Barry's roll?
Yeah, I can re-roll if you want. I've clicked on initiative a little too early.
I
It's you.
rerolled too, so you might as well.
It's up to you. You can either one. Alright, so as luck would have it, Ajax gets to go first. Alright, so yes, amidst this chanting and this armored figure in front of Ajax, very quickly you guys hear a sound and then turn, and there is an opponent in front of each of you in different armor, not the same as Ajax, but very similar. Those of you who know recognize these as Mandalorians, in a very specific armor garb. They each prepare themselves to fight each of you. So, Ajax, you're up first.
I got a phone call. 1 second.
Are we gonna wait for him, or?
You can take your turn.
Earn what?
It just keeps. It just repeats. Earn it.
I already earned it. Making the clans realize that I have is different than actually earning it in the first place. I am a Mandalorian. And you, Ghost of an Image, you may have my armor, but you have no proof that you're a Mandalorian. I would like it back.
As you say these words, it goes from its stance and crossed arms and separates its arms and begins to raise its fist as though it's going to punch you, go make an attack against you. So you can either try and attack this turn or do nothing and let it go.
Yeah, I think Ajax is just gonna back up one step while he was talking, just to give him some space.
Right?
So you challenging me to single combat? What's this other combat coming around over here to my friends?
Earn it.
I'll learn it doing Mandalorian custom. My friends don't fight. I do.
Alright. Then that will be your turn. We are just waiting on Ayland.
I'm back now.
Alright, Ayland. There is a menacing Mandalorian in front of you with a weapon raised.
Is he going to be fighting or firing his blaster at me? Or does it look like he will?
He actually has a vibroblade in his hand, and it looks like he's got ready. He's thinking about cutting you with it.
Alright, Ayland will look at the opponent and say, alright, if you so desire a fight, here it goes. And he will draw his blaster, aim, and fire. And now let me figure out all this stupid maths I gotta do. That was slower than I thought it would be. Oh well.
Alright, unfortunately, you're not quite quick enough, and as you shoot your blaster, the Mandalorian's already in motion, and his swing just allows him to just dodge out of the way of the blaster. Alright, now it's their turn. Alright, he's gonna move up to Ajak. Who, Ajak, by the way, since you don't have your armor on, you don't get your armor bonus for this fight.
Doesn't Elon get to move before that?
He just
Oh,
did.
I just did.
Oh, I don't know where I was.
Okay, my reflex defense is gonna be 19 then.
Alright, that will hit you. So you take 8 points of damage as the figure just takes your own gauntlet and just decks you across the face. This with your breathing problems, this isn't exactly, it's not a good thing for you. It just kind of then stands up again and kind of like just sort of stands over you menacingly, getting ready for another blow. Now it is.
Okay, as he takes damage, I try to use my Cycle of Harmony talent as a reaction and give Elon 10 bonus hit points.
Okay.
Okay.
Does that just happen, or do you have to roll for it?
Yeah, that just happens.
All right, then Aelin, you take your 10 extra hit points.
Okay. I've got it in the green circle right now.
Okay. Now it'll be the Mandal's turn. So first attack to Aelin.
That is quite interesting. Okay, there goes the extra health.
All right, he takes his as his sword was already in motion. He just takes it and slashes it across. It cuts some of your arm as you try to move out of the way. Next attack to Kalani.
Okay, wait, so I can give someone else bonus hit points now, because he took damage. So I'll give them 2 Bakaz.
So
Alright.
how many bonus is that?
10.
Kalani, your defense is 19, so that will just hit you. So even though your Jedi reflexes mean you're a little bit quicker than the rest, you're just still not quite fast enough as the Mandalorian takes his sword and whacks you in the leg.
And then I will use that and give Ajak 10 bonus hit points.
Right?
Normally we don't get damaged this much.
Because you're next.
It does not hit me.
Alright, because being shorter, you just sort of like squat and it goes clean over your head. And finally, Shaialu.
That definitely hits.
Alright. This too, you're just not fast enough and it manages to smack you before you're able to dodge. Alright, with that will bring us to Kalani's turn.
I will get out my lightsaber and attack.
Unfortunately, your opponent is too quick, and they just moves just slightly out of your way as your blade just kind of grazes by his arm. So that is a miss. Is there anything else you want to do?
Don't think so. Not this turn.
All right, then that will bring us to Bakatz.
Okay. Well, let's see. Is there only one in front of me?
Just one.
Well, I think I'll use good old faithful right here. I want to pick it up and throw it as far away as possible.
Not into the other one over there?
But he's not really thinking of it. It's just sprung on him.
All right. You actually do 12 points of damage to them then?
Yep. So, like, I'm probably trying to throw them outside of the circle over the people who are circling us.
All right. As you throw the figure towards the circled women, you throw him back, and you see him land and crash into the women, who somehow managed to just hold him there. You see it did some damage, but he didn't go as far as you thought he would, and he just sort of like is pushed back up to his feet, and he shrugs it off and comes back towards you.
Okay. Well, seeing as I'm outside of their effective attack range, I'm going to move backwards. Let's see, I have 6 movement. I'm going to move here.
All right, Kalani, something hits your back as Bakatz just backs up all the way into your figure. All right, Shaialu, you're up.
Okay, I will use my swift action and draw my short staff and activate it. And then I will say to the figure who's against me,
Surely you don't intend to fight us. Lay down your arms, or we will defeat you.
No response.
and I use my Adept Negotiator talent on it.
Okay.
So it's versus their will defense.
Okay. So then, okay. All right. You see, as the target you as you speak to him, you see his next attack as he brings it up. He hesitates for a moment and looks a little confused. He still swings again, but it doesn't look like it's quite as forceful as it was before. All right, is there anything else you want to do?
No, that's it.
Okay. So that brings us back to Ajak.
How do grappling rules work again?
You
Well, really, I'm gonna try and take off his helmet. That's what I'm trying to do. So I don't know what I would roll for that.
Yep, looking it up for you.
I think if you don't have one of the if you don't have something special feat or something, it's officially called grab.
Yeah, so in order to grapple someone, you need to have the pin or trip feet or both.
There's grab.
I thought
which
those
is
were
kind
extra.
of
I thought those were extra
Yeah.
ones.
there's grab,
Grab,
which is
you
sort
can do.
of related.
The grab is treated as an unarmed attack, except that it doesn't deal damage, and you take a -5 penalty on the attack roll. You can only grab an opponent after one size category larger than you, and only one opponent at a time.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you're
no.
successful, they take a -2 penalty on their attack rolls.
Yeah, no. I'm just gonna. I don't have an unarmed macro. That was probably my bad. I was not planning on punching people. But I'm probably.
Wow,
just
that's unprepared.
What? I have a bayonet on my rifle, so melee combat was gonna be like stabbing people.
And you guys thought I wasn't going to be able to surprise you.
Well, I'm not necessarily surprised. Just I forgot to make a macro for it.
Who said
Okay.
we didn't think you were gonna be able to surprise us? Who said that? What? I don't remember
yeah,
that.
yeah. I don't recall that conversation happening. But anyway.
neither do I, but
Yeah,
A
let's-
medium character can deal 1d4 points of bludgeoning damage plus your strength. So, in order to hit, it's a normal attack, base attack, and your attack, all that. And then for damage, it's 1d4 plus your strength.
So if you have a really bad strength modifier, is it possible to deal negative damage?
No.
you healed it at one point.
I
Not unless
punched his
you
arm
wanted
and
it
it
to be possible.
undislocated it.
Well, see, there you go. That wasn't that bad.
Yeah, but if he has the same armor bonuses as me, that's not gonna hit him.
Plus -5.
No, I decided to just punch him in the face. Well, not. Well, I decided to just start punching back because I didn't want to do that -5 stuff. Because that would
will
never hit.
that will just hit him. So you take a swing at the helmet and punch it. You expect it to be quite painful, but it's not. I mean, you still feel the metal against your knuckles, but it's not as bad as you thought. And kind of where you punched into the helmet, you see a small crack form, which obviously wouldn't be possible with your normal armor.